Have you ever watched water boil? If you're like most people, probably not for long. We tap the kettle, check our phone, scroll through 3 apps, and by the time the water finally bubbles, we're already anxious, distracted, and oddly, exhausted. We live in an era of ultra speed. Instant messaging, same-day delivery, 10-second reels of dopamine. But something ancient is cracking beneath the surface. Our inner patience. Our ability to wait, to endure, to sit with life's slow processes without crumbling into anxiety. But here's the deeper truth. Impatience is not just a bad habit. It's a spiritual exile. It disconnects us from nature's rhythm, erodes character, and blinds us to the virtue that built every great soul in history. Today, I want to introduce you to a single Zen secret. Not a trick, not a hack, but a timeless principle, a lens, a gateway. This one truth has the power to not just tame your impatience, but to transform it into quiet, immovable strength. And it begins with an ancient paradox. Let's start with the lie we've inherited. Patience is passive. It's weakness. It's what you do when you have no other choice. But the Zen masters knew otherwise. They didn't define patience as inaction. They saw it as the deepest form of mastery. Sitting quietly, doing nothing, spring comes, and the grass grows by itself. Zen proverb. This is not laziness. It is not apathy. It is attunement to time, to life, to self. Patience in the Zen tradition is power restrained. It is the noble art of allowing the universe to unfold without forcing, rushing, or resisting. It's not waiting idly. It's waiting deeply, like a mountain, and that mountain becomes a mirror. Whatever storms pass, they pass. Whatever snow falls, melts. The mountain does not flinch. It endures. It watches. It becomes. This is the first shift. Patience is not delay. It is devotion to right timing. To the Stoics, Marcus Aurelius, Epictetus, Seneca, patience was not a virtue for the weak, but the discipline of the strong. They called it temperantia, self-restraint, balance, dignity under pressure. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Marcus Aurelius. Impatience is a form of panic. It believes that reality should obey our timeline. It arises when the ego fears loss of control. But character is hardened through friction, waiting, and restraint. Imagine a blacksmith forging a sword. He does not rush the process. He knows that the strongest metal must endure the fire, be cooled, be reheated, again and again. This is the Stoic path, the soul that chooses patience, not because it is easy, but because it is sacred. Impatience breaks the sword. Patience tempers it. Let's be honest. Impatience has a cost, and it's not just stress. It erodes our integrity. When we rush, we make promises we can't keep. We cut corners to feel done, not to do right. We sacrifice depth for speed. We choose what's easy over what's true. Impatience is the shadow side of potential. It whispers, "You should be there by now. You're not enough. Faster. Prove it." But every sacred thing takes time. A forest, a friendship, a wise soul. Patience, then, is not just a virtue. It is a moral purifier. It protects us from spiritual shortcuts. It makes space for honor to return to our actions. The impatient person is always performing, but the patient one, they are becoming. Here's the one Zen secret. Live as if the bamboo were growing. Do you know how bamboo grows? In its first year, it breaks through the soil, barely an inch. In the second year, still barely visible. But underground, a vast root system is spreading. Then, in the 5th year, it grows up to 90 feet in 6 weeks. This is how real transformation works. Invisible, slow, quiet, then sudden, but only to those who don't understand the preparation. If you live your life as if the bamboo were growing, you stop panicking when progress is invisible. You stop comparing. You stop forcing. You learn to trust the unseen timeline. And in that trust, you reclaim your strength. Let's move from philosophy to practice. Here's the truth. Patience isn't a trait. It's a discipline. And like any discipline, it must be trained. Start here. 1. Pick one area of your life where you feel most impatient. Is it with your body's healing, a relationship, your career? 2. Instead of speeding up, slow down intentionally. Choose to sit in the discomfort, not as a victim, but as an alchemist. 3. Ask, what is being forged in me right now? Patience is never empty. It is always building something. 4. Replace. Why is it taking so long? With what is being deepened? You are not just enduring time. You are becoming timeless. Tomorrow morning, do this. When you wake up, before the scroll, the rush, the need, close your eyes. Imagine bamboo beneath the soil, unseen, alive, quietly preparing. Take 3 slow breaths and whisper, even what I cannot see is growing. That's it. 1 breath, 1 vision, 1 seed of virtue. Impatience is not just a modern issue. It's a soul fracture, a forgetting. We were not meant to rush through life like machines. We were meant to ripen like fruit, to unfold like petals, to grow, not perform. Every time you choose patience, you reclaim your sovereignty. You remind time, I serve something deeper than urgency. You stop performing urgency, and you begin embodying virtue. Because here's the secret, virtues aren't old-fashioned. They are ancient technologies of soul. And patience? Patience is the gatekeeper to wisdom, to courage, to real integrity. This week, choose one moment to pause, just one. When you're stuck in traffic, when someone is slow to reply, when you're not there yet. Pause, breathe, and remember the bamboo, because you're not falling behind. You are rooting deeper, and every second of sacred waiting is shaping you into someone unshakable. Virtue by virtue, you are becoming the soul you were born to be.